Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings and Yahoo for Thursday, April the 4th. We got a short NBA slate today for Thursday, just 3 games, just a 3 game main slate. But I'm still going to go through each position, talk about some of the guys that I like on this 3 game slate. We'll work our way through the player pool. And of course, like always, I'll give my 5 plays for DraftKings and 5 plays for Yahoo. These are 5 players that I do specifically like for each site. Before we do get started though, guys, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so that way you don't miss out on any of my new videos. But starting off at point guard today on this 3 game slate, Ben Simmons, our most expensive point guard, 9,100 against the Bucks. Ben Simmons' price is not a price that I want to pay today. Joel Embiid is expected to play for this game for the Bucks. He's expected to return. 9,100 with Embiid healthy is just not a price I want to pay for Ben Simmons. So I'll be looking elsewhere. I don't think I'm going to be paying up for point guard in general. Obviously, Steph Curry has a ton of upside against the Lakers. But when the Warriors are fully healthy, there's just so many mouths to feed that I don't really need to pay 8,900 for Curry today, especially when I really am trying to get Giannis into my lineups. And Giannis is 11,100. I think Embiid, assuming he plays, which it looks like he's going to, at 10,200, Embiid looks really good as well. Just don't feel like I'm going to be paying up for point guard in general much on this slate. In the mid-range, I do like Rajon Rondo quite a bit at 6,600. As long as this game against the Warriors is competitive, which obviously there's a chance it isn't, but if it is, Rondo's probably going to play about 34, 35 minutes. That's what he played in their last game against OKC. I believe he finished the game with like 35.5 minutes or something like that. 36 minutes in the DK game log. 35 DraftKings points. Wasn't the best game for Rondo, but still the minutes were there. If this game is competitive, he probably plays the same amount of minutes and probably scores. I would say he probably has a better outing. Rondo does have a ton of upside. When you take Lonzo off the floor, you take LeBron off the floor, Rondo going to be the primary ball handler. So he definitely stands out at 6,600. But there is some value I like at this position. I do like Alex Caruso as a cheap option at 4,700. On Yahoo, he's very cheap as well, and he's at shooting guard. I believe only $12 over here. Definitely looks like a good value on Yahoo. So Caruso lately has been seeing pretty consistent run. He's been pretty productive his last few games. Last 2 games, he's seen 29 minutes in both games and has scored 44 and 30 DraftKings points. Really, the Lakers are not trying to win games. They're giving their other guys more minutes. Caruso's been getting big minutes lately. I wouldn't say big minutes, but he's getting a lot more run than he was to begin the year. Now that the Lakers are eliminated from the playoffs, they're kind of spreading out their minutes, giving more minutes to young guys. And we've seen that lately with Caruso playing 29 minutes in 2 straight games. And I would imagine that continues, and even if this game blows out, which it could, Caruso will probably still play in the blowout, and is probably safe for 30 minutes whether the game is competitive or not. So I do like him quite a bit today at 4,700. The price tag really hasn't caught up to the production. So he definitely looks like one of the better values if you're going cheap at point guard on DK today. But yeah, I think that's it for this position. I really like to go cheap here with Caruso or play Rondo in the mid-range. Don't really see myself paying up. There's other positions I'd rather pay up at today. So moving on to shooting guard, and looking at shooting guard today, this position probably going to go to the mid-range again here. I think Klay Thompson at 6,100 against the Lakers looks really good. I usually don't like to play the Warriors when they're fully healthy, but when a guy like Thompson is what his price is at just 6,100, like Boogie, I like quite a bit today because his price I think is so cheap. He's only 7,100. Once some of these Warriors guys get to where they're appropriately priced, then I think they do become playable. But like Curry at 8,900, I think Durant's like 8,700. I can look elsewhere from those 2 guys, but Thompson at 6,100 definitely gives you 40-point upside on a nightly basis. And in a game against the Lakers where he could definitely get hot, where you're going to see a lot of possessions, he looks pretty good if you want to play him at shooting guard. You can play Caruso at shooting guard, who I like quite a bit. KCP, I'm not a big fan of that price tag, but he's been getting a lot of run lately. I would rather play Klay Thompson for just 400 more, but KCP is at least an option if you do want to possibly consider him. But there really isn't any value that I love at shooting guard. Like Kevin Love's out today, and David Nwaba's been starting, but he really hasn't been that productive even when he started. He's dirt cheap, but still just hasn't been very productive, so we can probably look elsewhere. Shooting guard, I really like Caruso. I like KCP. I like Klay Thompson quite a bit. Maybe some Jimmy Butler, maybe some Buddy Hield. Those are kind of the guys I'm looking to. But now moving on to small forward. This is definitely a position where I want to pay up. I like Giannis a ton today against Philly against the Sixers. This is a team that he just absolutely went off on, and or in the last time these two teams faced, had like 80 DraftKings points. Through 2 games this year, he's been so dominant against the Sixers, an average of 86 DraftKings points through 2 games. Assuming this game stays competitive, I would imagine Giannis probably plays about 32 minutes. He's not going to play like 36, 38 minutes like we saw him playing earlier this year. They just don't need him to play that much, but he'll still play 30, 32 minutes and can still give you 60 DraftKings points. If you want to play Embiid for 1,000 cheaper, I think that does make sense. But small forward, power forward are definitely weaker positions compared to center. Center, you don't have to pay up here. You can go to Cousins. You can go to Larry Nance, who I do like. There's even value here with Mo Wagner. If you want to take a shot on Tristan Thompson with Kevin Love out, you could go there. But like small forward, this position is just not as appealing. I think Giannis definitely stands out if you do want to pay up for him at small forward. But if you're not looking to Giannis in the mid-range, I like Buddy Hield quite a bit. I like KCP if you want to play him as well. Cedi Osman's a guy that I really like today. 5,400 on DraftKings. He's power forward at Yahoo. I do like Giannis on Yahoo as well. Cedi Osman at power forward is $17. I like Osman a lot on both sides. Kevin Love is out for this game against the Kings, so that's going to open up more usage for a guy like Cedi Osman. He's kind of a boom-bust player. The guy lately has been either really good or really bad. Last 3 games, 18 DraftKings points, then 38 DraftKings points, then only 9 DraftKings points against the Suns. So like I said, he's a boom-bust player, but if this game is competitive, he's going to play huge minutes. With no Kevin Love, that's more shots to go around. Osman lately has been pretty poor from the floor. Like in that game against the Suns, he only shot 0.83%. He went 1 for 12 from the floor. I would imagine that does not continue. When Osman's making his shots, he can give you pretty big games. DraftKings wise, can give you a lot of upside. He can grab rebounds. He can get assists. He really can do it all. Can contribute in every category. So I like him quite a bit, especially with Kevin Love out. That makes him a lot more appealing. With that $5,400 price tag, definitely could give you 30, 35 DraftKings points and be a really good play at that price. But for value at small forward, there really isn't any value that I love here. Don't see myself going cheap at this position. So moving on to power forward now, I'm talking about power forward. Larry Nance is a guy that I like quite a bit today. He's 6,300 on DraftKings, which I think is a pretty appropriate price. But on Yahoo, I think he's way underpriced. He's at center, which I don't love, but he's still just so cheap that he's hard to avoid. He's $20 on Yahoo. I love Larry Nance on Yahoo. I think you can still play him on DK. But over there, where his price is just so cheap, he makes a ton of sense with no Kevin Love. There's going to be more minutes for Larry Nance. Love's missed like the past 2 or 3 games, and he's going to miss this game against the Kings. And Nance has played 32 and 30 minutes last 2 games, 28 against San Antonio, 31 against Boston. He's been getting consistent run, been very productive as well, especially in a pace-up matchup against the Kings. This is a spot where Nance could easily give you a double-double and give you 35, 40 DraftKings points. So at 6,300, even though that price tag is pretty expensive, with no Kevin Love, I think Nance can still give you some upside on that price and be a good play if you do want to look to him. There is a value play I like at power forward and center. Mo Wagner, 4,200 on DK. I like quite a bit as a cheap option. He's another one of the Lakers' young guys that's been getting consistent run lately, been playing decent minutes. Last 2 games, 29 and 26 minutes, 20 and 20 DraftKings points. He doesn't have a ton of upside, but at 4,200, we really don't need a ton of upside at that price. If he gets us 25, close to 30 DraftKings points, he can be a good play at that price tag. And I expect the minutes to be there. If this game blows out, Wagner will still play. If it's a close, competitive game, he'll still probably be out there on the floor. He's really benefited lately with Kyle Kuzma out. And if Kyle Kuzma does remain out, I expect Wagner to continue to get pretty decent run, continue to play close to 30 minutes. So at power forward center, looking for a value at that position, he definitely stands out if you need a cheap play. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for power forward. Let's go ahead and move on to center now and talk about center real quickly. So Joel Embiid is at the top here. He is expected to be back for this game versus the Bucks, and I do like Embiid quite a bit today. Embiid and Giannis are definitely the 2 studs I'm really trying to pay up for. I don't think you have to jam in Embiid, though, at center because DeMarcus Cousins is $3,100 cheaper, and I do like Cousins quite a bit with this price tag. Also on Yahoo, where he's $31, he looks like a great play as well. Cousins has been balling lately, especially that last game against the Nuggets. He looked really good. Only 29 minutes, but still had 58 DraftKings points. Was very dominant against Memphis. He looked really good. 47 DK points in 32 minutes. That game against the Hornets only played 11 minutes, but he did get ejected. He's still been very productive, even though he's been playing limited minutes lately. If this game is against the Lakers is competitive, I would say Boogie probably plays about 30 minutes. He's not going to play huge minutes. They don't really need him to. But still, it's such a good matchup. Fast-paced game, a game that should be high-scoring. As long as Boogie plays about 25 to 30 minutes, he's going to be a pretty good play at this price tag, especially when you factor in the matchup. So, DeMarcus Cousins I like quite a bit today at center at 7,100. I think he is definitely a good pay-up option if you can pay up here. I mentioned Nance. I like Nance quite a bit today. If you need value plays, Wagner you can play at center. Tristan Thompson I wouldn't mind with Kevin Love out, but his minutes just haven't been insanely high lately, which I think is because of Larry Nance playing more minutes. Nance has played like consistent 30 minutes a night. Thompson's minutes haven't been too high, just 18, 22, 26, and 21 minutes the last 4 games. Still, though, with Kevin Love out, that's more rebounds to go around, more shots to go around. I wouldn't be surprised if Thompson played like 28 minutes here and put up like 30 DraftKings points. I wouldn't mind taking a shot on him. I think it's a little bit risky, but in a matchup with the Kings, a really good matchup. Tristan Thompson at 4,200 isn't the worst value play today. If you want to play him over Wagner, I wouldn't mind doing that. I think I would still prefer Wagner, but Thompson is at least an option with his cheap price. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for center. I think that's it for this video. Short NBA slate today, just 3 games, so pretty quick video. It was the MLB slate was pretty short for Thursday as well. I think it was only like 3 or 4 games. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for this NBA slate. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Hopefully it did help you. If you enjoyed, make sure you click that like button down below. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already, and if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, or like always, you can hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.